And here we witness Big Till on his quest to try to deliver his one measly video a week. Let's see if he's successful.
Ad rev now, bitch.
You're late. I'm not paying for those.
Okay, starting this video off with a game that is very near and dear to my heart. We got the Spider-Man movie game for the GameCube, PS2, and the original Xbox, I'm pretty sure. Now, I know what you're wondering. Big Till, how could a Spider-Man game be scary in any shape, form, or fashion? Well, allow me to reveal upon you the freakishly terrifying Oscorp mission in this game, where you, the player, are tasked with sneaking into the Oscorp facility to gain information on the technology they are developing there. And while inside, Spider-Man must dodge guards, lasers, and most disturbingly, an army of evil, bloodthirsty, spider booty wanting robots, all while a very creepy and ominous soundtrack blasting your ears. Okay, seriously though, why the fuck did Treyarch make this level so damn creepy? Like, I know it's supposed to be a stealth level, but goddamn, isn't Spider-Man for kids? I was shaking in my damn bat undies while playing this. And what makes this level 10 times scarier is the robots I mentioned earlier, as whenever you get caught by the guards, they immediately rush out and try to blow your ass to smithereens. And as a kid with little to no quick time action skills, you were sure to get blasted to Yucatan. And don't even get me started on that gigantic ass fucking death robot they had stored in the middle of their shit for some reason. Man, Treyarch, y'all was on some bullshit in this game. But, you know, it was fire and probably one of the best Spider-Man games we have. No, seriously, I mean it. Okay, following the trend of superhero games, and this is the last one, I promise, bitch. We got Killer Croc's Lair from Batman Arkham Asylum. Now, if you played this game, which I hope you have, you know that this part of the game is fucking terrifying. I don't know what it is with big ass beings and video games and shit, but it always scares the hell out of me. Like, why are you so damn big? And who made this nigga like this? And on top of that, this gigantic lizard man is literally swinging below you the whole time, waiting to jump out from the depths of that shit water to chase you around the sewers. This was definitely another unsuspecting level that scared me as a kid. Cause like, why are all these game studios trying to scare children? Like, chill, dude, jeez. Like, imagine playing as your favorite superheroes and all of a sudden you're getting chased around by giant lizards and killer robots. Just pure evil nightmare fuel. Alright, moving past the superhero games now. Next up, we got a certified hood legend classic in Half-Life 2. And you guys know exactly which part of the game I'm about to talk about. Ravenholm, man. What the hell was this portion of the game? So for our uncultured swines watching, Ravenholm is an old abandoned mining town within the world of Half-Life 2, where one of the sections of the game takes place. And in this abandoned town lies an entire horde of zombies waiting to tear Dr. Freeman's pussy to shreds. These aren't just normal undead corpses though. In Half-Life 2, the main zombies you see in game are called headcrab zombies. And basically they are people who have had their minds taken over by a parasitic alien shaped like a crab. In fact, a popular fun fact about this game is that the screams from the zombies, when played in reverse, are actually the humans inside screaming for help. God, help me! How disturbing. The town is also littered with tons of traps, dead bodies, and hanging corpses, most of which were left there by the sole resident of the town, Father Gregory. Father was a pretty chill dude though, so he's not really included in this part of the video, but the rest of the town, yes sir. No questions guaranteed. Ravenholm, you were an excellent part of an already even excellenter game, but goddamn did you give me the creeps. Father Gregory, you were a real nigga. Alright, I'll be covering two different games in this section as I feel like the subject matter kind of correlates. So next up, we got the Sonic Drowning music from the original game and the Lavender Town music from the GBA Pokemons. At first, I was only going to include the Sonic Drowning music on the list, but I literally just thought of the Lavender Town music, so let's throw that in there too. Now personally, I didn't really play a lot of Sonic like that when I was a kid, but when I was doing research for this video, I saw a lot of people say this song really scared them when they were younger. And I guess, I mean, I can kind of see why. The song is kind of pulse-raising, and if I heard this as a kid, I might have found it a little creepy, I guess, but hearing it now as an adult, not really. Which is why I also wanted to talk about the Lavender Town theme from the GBA Pokemons. Talk about a song being scary. This song is fucking scary, my nigga. There's even a whole fake ass urban myth based on this shit too. But it's not just a song though. Lavender Town in itself is very disturbing. The dead Pokemon, the big ass tower with the ghost of a dead Pokemon haunting it, the town residents constantly bombarding you with text bubbles of despair. It just makes for a very creepy and surreal experience. Pokemon is supposed to be a game that constantly uplifts the player and fills you with joy. So to come across a town like this in game is very off-putting to say the least. Combine that with the kamikaze theme blasting in your ears, and Lavender Town becomes one of the most horrifying places in video game history, in a game that was never meant to be scary in the first place. Now, I don't think y'all are disturbed enough yet, so let's move on to our next section, which is the Max Payne nightmares from the first game. Now, why Remedy thought it would be a good idea to put the player in Max Psyche at that point in the game, I have no idea, but it definitely made for one of the most disturbing levels in a video game that was never meant to be that. So in these levels, basically you just have to navigate Max through these dark ass rooms, following trails of blood, all while being forced to listen to the screams and cries of Max's dead wife and baby. Bro, why did I have to illegally download the APK to this when I was in middle school? I stayed up late as hell one night trying to play this game. Then I came across this section and I was like, what the fuck? What the hell happened to the badass slow motion shooting and hilarious death screams? To be honest with you, Max Payne has a couple moments like this. Even the first mission in the game is disturbing as hell. You have to witness along with Max the discovery of his dead wife and baby, like Jesus. Then before that, you have to suffer through their cries and screams, all while hearing them get shot too, like shit. This mission actually might be worse than the nightmares. Speaking of games published by Rockstar though, next up we got Bully, and there are actually a bunch of disturbing and creepy happenings in the game. So much that it's even hard to list them, but off of the top of my head, I could think of the pedo gym teachers, psycho classmates, secret cults, creepy insane asylums, deleted death by acid scenes, and plenty more that a nigga can make a whole damn iceberg on. But today, the main things I wanted to touch upon are the cemetery, the supposed serial killer janitor, and most disturbingly, domestic violence. Okay, starting off with the cemetery, as it's probably the least terrifying topic we'll cover this game. We already got the spooky atmosphere that comes by default with being in a cemetery. But then at night, at certain times, you can also actually hear a priest talking from inside the church. Now, I'm not sure exactly what he's saying or why he even exists in game, but if you want to see a more detailed explanation on this location, I'm almost 105% sure that Nathan and Ness has a video about it. As for the rest of the cemetery, another creepy aspect of this location is seeing your fellow classmates and townfolk come here to mourn and cry. NPCs can be found here at almost any time of the day, it seems, mourning loved ones they lost, and it really gives you that surreal feeling, because normally Bully is supposed to be an upbeat game about kicking bullies' asses, so seeing something like this really makes you feel some type of way. But more disturbingly than that though, apparently the janitor for Bulworth is a creepy psycho serial killer who lurks the school basement waiting for any little shit to come through so he can snag him. Most of the time, players will completely ignore this character as he is ugly as shit and serves absolutely no purpose in the game other than selling you some bozo ass t-shirts and getting his ass handed to him for his blood. However, if you listen closely, he has some very bizarre lines about happenings around the school. Just take a listen.
So patch like that was on a trap.
Yeah, it would do them good.
So patch like that was on a trap.
Travel Snitch. Good thing you don't know what I'm up to, Dr. Travel Snitch. Mangy, filthy brats, always leaving a mess.
Wow. What a freak. Additionally, in Old Bulworth Vale at the movie theater, supposedly on one of the posters for a horror movie in front of the theater, it features the janitor, but whether or not that is actually him or not has never actually been confirmed. Even more disturbing than that though is the apparent domestic violence that has been happening in New Coventry. Now before we continue on to this section, I want to give a huge shout out to the Nathan and Ness for all this info on Bully. He's been like my go-to guy for Bully content for like the last 5 years now, so Nathan, if you ever watch this, thanks for all your work, bud. Anyway, so yeah, that's actually where I found this disturbing fact about the game, and he did a way better job at explaining this than me, so here you go.
Now, if you're unaware, in Bully, specifically around the New Coventry area, there's a supposed mystery of a crying baby that can be heard, and it can be heard around the tenements area. Now, fittingly enough, the one of the baby crying is just called, well, Baby Cry 02. Fair enough. But what about the other files of the one of the woman screaming? Well, those files are called, Domestic Fight 2, Domestic Fight 3, and Domestic Fight 1. Yes, domestic, not domestic. So let's give these a quick listen. Okay, so now on to Domestic Fight 2. Oh god, this is bad, but how about we give a listen to Domestic Fight? Yeah, I'm not playing any more of that. That is incredibly dark.
That shit is really scary, bro. Why the fuck did Rockstar add that into Bully? There is legit nothing else in the game that even comes close to the levels of disturbing that these audio files contain. And it's just so random, like when were they ever planning on somebody hearing this? Niggas was just in the studio making domestic violence tracks for funzo? Well, I guess I shouldn't expect any less from a studio that made this game. Rockstar. Alright, coming up on our last couple entries on the list here, I wanted to cover two N64 games, starting off with The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Now before I continue, I really want to know for the 100th time this video, what the hell is up with these game developers making these kiddie games so damn scary? Like especially on the N64, I feel like every game on that godforsaken console has a creepypasta or urban myth attached to it, but nonetheless, I digress. Going back to Ocarina though, I'm sure those of you who have played this game will know exactly what I'm talking about. But for those who don't, my nigga, you exactly like me, because I didn't play this shit either. Okay, so in OOT, in the Forest Temple lies two special monsters called the Wall Master and the Floor Master. Now the two masters are literally gigantic creepy devil creature hands that try to diddle you to the sound of this ominous bell ringing. Just like the Sonic entry though, I didn't actually play this game as a kid, so I didn't experience this fear firsthand, but seeing it as an adult again, I ain't gonna lie, the soundtrack that plays before you see them would have actually scared me when I was a kid, but not these two dusty ass old hands. Yeah, lame. Alright, now this last game I was saving for the end, because I got a whole bunch of creepy shit to point out in this game. So let's skip the preambles and jump straight into it. Super Mario 64 is probably the most unintentionally horrifying game on this list. I mean, who would have thought a game about Mario could be so scary? But it's not the bloom-infested haunted mansion or the sentient evil pianos that have been terrorizing players. No, it's the game's uncanny and lonely atmosphere that has been scaring Mario fans all across the world for years. For most of the games on this list, I feel like it's what we can see that scares us. But for Super Mario 64, it's what we believe is hiding behind the scenes in games that truly scares people. I mean, just think about it. From the very moment Mario comes out of the pipe, you're met with nothing but an empty world and almost dead silence. Then when you actually step inside Peach's castle, you get a little soundtrack to listen to, but still, immense loneliness. There's almost little to nobody inside the castle, and the only interaction you get with characters in the game is when you jump into a painting and enemies try to kick your ass. The disturbing surrealness of being so alone really makes you wonder if there's something else out there, lurking or watching you. The internet definitely played its part in increasing the terror that this game protrudes, with haunting creepypastas tied to the game, like every copy of Mario 64 is personalized, or the infamous Wario apparition myth. It's not hard to see why people give this game its due credit as one of, if not the most disturbing video game, which was never meant to be scary. You know, despite what we just talked about, most of the games on this list we covered today, I still have really fond memories from. And in my opinion, the disturbing moments that players go through while playing them just increase the fondness of those memories. As yes, I wasn't looking forward to being scared shitless while playing my favorite games, but the inclusion of these sections are really good tone shifts from what you were used to playing, and I can appreciate the developers for attempting to try to keep you on your toes. Honestly, some of these games wouldn't even be the same without the creepy moments. Like imagine Mario 64 without all the speculations and myths and stuff. It would have just been another entry in the series. I ain't speaking for that shit in Bully though, cause what the fuck, Rockstar, y'all gotta tighten up. But yeah guys, that's all the games I got for now, so if you want to see more vids like that, just let me know down in the comments below and I'll make a part 2. But until then, keep on getting scared by little kitty games like a bitch so I can have more content to make videos on. I'll see you next time. Peace.
Yeah, hey, slut. I been geeked up saying stupid shit. She had fucked off, it that hurt my heart, get shot like Cupid, bitch. Told this hoe I was gonna run it up, she feeling stupid, bitch. Hey, I do want stun on all these hoes, I'm not buying shit. Hey, expensive drugs, expensive clothes, I'm not lying, bitch, I'm high shit. I'm just trying.